Peter.
Yes?
Peter, what are you doing?
Just playing some chords.
Let's not do this.
Why not?
Peter, I don't think this is such a good idea.
You don't like where it's leading?
Peter, Caleb's just a kid, man. Don't do this to Caleb.
That dude's 33 years old.
Peter, okay, I'm begging you, let's not do this. Please, let's not do this.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Music Explored.
Explored, brought to you today by Open Studio. Go to openstudiojazz.com for your jazz
Oh, I see what you did there.
Needs. Peter, I was just for you, buddy. That was just for you. A little foreshadowing, because today, Peter, we're talking about a little album called Thriller.
Yeah. I think you're underselling it. Because it oversold.
It oversold. The greatest selling album of all time. Before we get too deep into that, I just want to give a little shout out and a thanks to our dear listeners, because we did walk away with some Signal Awards hardware this week.
We did. Well, actually, we haven't gotten the hardware yet, but we've got the virtual hardware for it. We are Signal Award silver winners in 2 categories.
Yeah.
Was for best music podcast.
That's right.
And most innovative video. I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
Is this not innovating here?
It is an
innovative video podcast.
Shout out to our whole team for that big win. And shout out to you for supporting us. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the votes. And man, shout out to all the other folks in our category. That was such an honor. We got One Song, our friends from there. Yeah. Switched on Pop.
Friends of the show.
Fat Joe, formerly Fat Joe.
Maybe a future friend. We don't know.
I mean, it's really like, I mean, it's humbling to be among such podcast legends. So upwards and onwards, my friend. Congratulations to you.
And you might ask yourself, Peter, like, well, congratulations to you back, but you might ask yourself, like, where do we go from here?
Well, let's go straight to the stratosphere, my friend.
I was going to say, is there anywhere to go?
That's right. This is going to be our last episode ever, because after we do Thriller, it's like, what else do you do?
Well, this will be interesting, man, because...
Wait, can I bring it down to earth a little bit?
Yeah.
I could do that, because I don't want to... So this is the best-selling album of all time, of course. But I don't even think this is Michael Jackson's best album. And I don't even think it's his top 2.
Not even
and
close.
it may not even be his top 3.
No, we'll
I
talk
love
about
this
it.
record, though.
We'll talk about it more, but it's not even close to his best album, in my opinion, too.
Yeah, but I do think it's probably... MJ's most important, I know it's his most important record, especially culturally.
Yeah.
And it may be the most important cultural artifact ever made. And that might be forever, just because of the timing of when it came out, when you could kind of have this collective consciousness in the U.S. and beyond, and a singular focus upon one sort of cultural element or event, although it was a number of events, the videos, the releases, it stretched out over like a year and a half. But to have it in so much of the it was such a zeitgeist awareness of this that nowadays, with like algorithms being more like,
well, everything is so fragmented
it's
now.
So fragmented.
And I think if you were born like probably 1990 or after, even, you probably don't remember a time where everybody watched the finale of MASH. Right. Everybody listened to Thriller. Like, you can say, there's some Taylor Swift albums or Beyonce albums that are really, really popular, but my grandmother knew about Billie Jean and knew the lyrics to Billie Jean. You know what I mean? Like, this was a woman who was born in 1912. Like, it was so ubiquitous. It was so massive, and there were only so many platforms for it to be on, and it was on all of them.
It was.
And that, by the way, was very calculated by MJ and Quincy and that whole team. Like they
Epic
had made
records.
They had made Off the Wall, which was a massive hit, but mostly on black radio, on R&B charts. Like it
just
had,
a little bit of pop crossover. Michael always had a little bit of crossover, so he was ripe for it to happen if it was going to happen.
That's right. It never quite got to this like every radio station is playing it.
Right.
And they said that can happen. We can make an album where that happens. Michael is so talented and he's so appealing that if we choose the right songs, if we record them in a way that's probably a little bit more simple than they did with Off the Wall, with the arrangements and with the kinds of songs they chose, then we think we can appeal to a mass audience of not just like in America, but worldwide. We're talking about every single hemisphere.
Oh my God, Japan, they love this record.
South America.
Right.
You know, like in Brazil, the biggest pop star. In Europe, the biggest pop star.
Liechtenstein.
In Africa, the biggest pop star. Like every corner of the globe, this album made Michael Jackson the most famous musician in the world.
Yeah.
And that was, again, by design.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what really catapulted him into, I mean, you could say the apex was, the crescendo was bad, but I would say Thriller was this is what made him the biggest pop star, kind of undisputed. He's like the undisputed heavyweight champ. It's like you could be like, well, which belt? No, it's like this made him the biggest pop star in the world. And then not only that, he set the bar in a way that I don't think, I mean, you can talk about Taylor Swift, you can talk about Beyonce. These are certainly huge stars around the world, but I don't think anyone can approach this again. And the fun thing about this is there's some incredible music on here, you know? And so I didn't mean to denigrate anything by saying it's not my favorite MJ record.
But are the incredible tracks the popular tracks?
Maybe
not.
There's 9 tracks on here.
Yeah.
Okay, fun fact, 7 hit singles, top 10, a bunch of them number 1. I can't remember how many. I mean, unprecedented with the number of singles. And it's stretched forever, you know, but we're going to get into this a little bit. I think the 2 that weren't released as singles are the 2 best tracks. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I am going to agree with you on that, actually. We can talk more about that later. Let's get into some music, Peter, and then maybe we can talk about our histories with this album.
Yes,
but I want to start with the opening track.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, and I have the controversial takes on this, too. Here's Wanna Be Startin' Somethin'.
Do I hear hay horns?
I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. But you're hard to get over. You're too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. And the pain is thunder. You're hard to get over. You're too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. And the pain is thunder.
I mean, for me, this is all about Michael's vocal abilities.
Yeah.
This is a nothing of a song as far as the structure. It's 2 chords.
2 chords.
Over and over again.
No bridge, no pre-chorus, no just...
It's a nice beat.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest beat that's ever been. This is a personality hire of a track, right? This is like, we are relying on Michael's energy, on his incredible vocal riffs.
Right.
On the improvisations, on the runs that happen.
Yep.
And then the moment at the end, which we're going to save for later in the show.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments of the whole album.
Yeah, and then it's kind of, I would say, a little bit, well, I would almost say perfect production added to it as well, in terms of like the sound, the bounce. I mean, incredible. Like the production, the engineering, the mastering on this record, the sound design is incredible. My one little, can I already start with a little bit of a quibble bit on this?
Please do.
Like, I love this as an opening track. I think it's fine that it's kind of a nothing burger, a little bit harmonically and stuff. It's nothing. This is Michael's tune, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's his one of his compositions. But it's such a great entry point, so exciting, so much fun. But I think, check out this, the drum groove. This is all programmed drums. And this was not the first album or even the first year programmed drums. So there's a little thing called the Linn drums, Linn. And there's a lot of use of that on this album. And it was really the first time for Michael. I think there might have been a little bit on Off the Wall. But the idea is like, everything else, everybody's playing all the way through. The guitar is guitar. The bass might be on keyboards, like Moog bass or something.
A lot of Moog bass.
The singing, everything. But the drums, it's not that they're not real. It's that there's not a drummer playing. There is on the other tracks. We're going to check that out. But on this one, on a couple of them, it's not a drummer playing. you're pressing buttons on a thing, which is fine, but it's so, to me, this is very, it's so precise, and it's not even quantized. It's just exactly to the grid. It was very evocative of the time. I remember it's like Tron, War Games, those movies, like everything was like the computer age.
It was pretty novel in 1983.
It was very novel.
Yeah.
And I think later on with the Linn drums and programmed drums, we got a little bit more humanity. But this is the, Want to Be Startin' Somethin', just vocals, guitars, and horns. So no drums.
Vocals, guitar, horns.
Yeah. Without the drums, basically. You hear Michael?
I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something.
You hear him clapping his,
I said you wanna be
snapping his
starting
fingers?
something. You got to be starting something. But how to get over? Get your love,
Guitar,
get under.
David
You're
Williams.
stuck in the door, and the pain is thunder.
Even without the bass or the drums.
Get your love, get under.
Look at him, he likes it.
You're stuck in the door, and the pain is thunder. I took my baby to the doctor with a fever, but nothing he found. By the time it's in the street, they said she had a breakdown. Someone's always trying.
That groove.
My baby crying, talking, screaming, lying, saying you just want to be starting something.
Man,
Very early
His
80s
vocal-
hip-hop reference.
Man, it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His vocal, not only like the range, but like his syncopation and rhythmic, like he's just singing, even like when the horns or the guitar, you're just like, man, the groove is so to me, it's like when you add this in, it just takes a little bit away. It's still great, and that's some of the best programmed drums in terms of like the sounds, the claps, the snares are like killer, but
this song too is a lesson for musicians in how to get the most out of these two chords.
Yes.
Right. So you're getting these two chords. I think our beloved keyboards are down today, Peter.
they
so
are
we
down.
we
They're
don't
down for
we
the
don't have
count.
access.
That might be good. Maybe we don't need to get
We
on
don't
top
need
of
to, yeah. Couldn't have picked a worse song. But what he does, he builds this vocal performance.
Yeah.
That builds to this breakdown that happens. But think about
like an
what
apex
happens
moment?
right before.
Oh,
It's
no.
an apex moment. But the va va da da va va da 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 da
Yeah.
da 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 when he gets to that melody, which is
Yeah.
an octave above what I'm singing, va da va da da da, and then breaks it down. Like he's gone from every single iteration of those two chords that you can melodically from the bottom up, and just built it up and up, and then.
And it's got a very like sus.
I'm gonna go for it now. I'm going for it now because we're talking about it.
Okay.
So when we get to after this little breakdown, that is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Into this. That when the mama say, mama sama makusa comes in.
That's when the lawsuit dropped.
And but the first, woo, I can't even sing the high. The first,
woo-hoo, the joy,
is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
That is a vocal performance that only Michael Jackson could do, or possibly Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I want to hear it one more time there. All building. Up in the top of his range.
D, E.
I mean,
then the horns.
All of these iterations here. These ad-libs.
Improv. Four? Oh, yeah.
Big four.
Big four. That's a nice drum sound. Blues.
Go on, Jerry Hay.
Oh, man. Horn lines.
Why not?
Oh, man, on the radio.
Honestly,
that was all gone by the time I came on
honestly,
the radio.
His
mind's blown. I can look at that. His mind is blown.
This is the first music I remember as a child. I was 4 years old when this album came out.
Yeah.
I remember being at my Aunt Norma's house. I remember the video to Beat It being on the TV. And I just remember all of the grown-ups in the room, my mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles. They were all talking about this because it was as we mentioned, such a huge deal.
Yeah.
They all knew these songs. They all knew Beat It and Billie Jean and Thriller, and the videos were these sensations. And I spent so much time as a kid with this cassette tape, dancing to it in my kitchen, knowing the lyrics to every song. It is my idea of what an album is. It's my idea of what pop music it is. It formed my idea of what a pop star is and a celebrity is. I wanted to not just like listen to this music. I wanted to be the person in making this music. It's really one of the reasons why I became a musician is Thriller.
Oh man,
and
me too.
Yeah, I mean these melodies that MJ is ad-libbing here are so timeless. And I think only you can talk about like Stevie Wonder in the same category of being able to nail your heart to the floor with an ad-lib. Like it's just so beautiful. That first hee-hee that he does over the Mama Say, Mama Sama, Maka Saw still drops me to this day. And I've been listening to this for 42 years, however long. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a long time.
No, that's great. And I think, I don't want to get ahead of my skis here.
Go over your skis.
But I think this is an example. This might have been at sort of a mass scale the first time where Black American music, soul music, whatever you want to call it, really permeated the greater culture.
For sure.
Right? And so you have a 4-year-old little kid dancing, trying to be Michael Jackson, because that's like blues on there. When he like
to this
blues.
extent.
My God.
To be this accepted around the world was probably the first time in this scale.
Yeah. And so I mean before that, like you had like my parents' generation, I remember them talking about like, Elvis and like Little Richard, definitely black artists and stuff, but there was like Elvis was kind of the main propagator of black culture to a whole, you know what I mean? I mean, really, that's what it was.
So true.
You know what I mean? Like the blues was filtered through Elvis not to say that there weren't many big black artists that, people, but I mean, not on this scale, and not on the Elvis scale. So, I mean, to have the authentic thing and then Michael Jackson, like with him, jumping into so many different styles. I mean, I don't even know what you call this. Shout out Paulinho da Costa, who was huge on this in terms of doing a lot of like the, percussion sounds that came through the linen, programming that and all these kinds of grooves to give it this kind of, like this was sort of the beginning of this sort of world music kind of, Paul Simon, like a lot of people sort of did it to have the We Are the World, all this kind of stuff. Am I jumbling up my history?
No,
I don't know.
You're not. So, and again, this was by design. Quincy and Michael reviewed 700 demos for Thriller. 700 demos of songs for Thrillers to pick 9.
Right.
And there's a bunch that they actually released on the 40th anniversary. We don't have them here because there's just so many to go through that they turned down. Never made it on an album.
Yeah.
The motivation for Michael was to create an album in which every song was a hit. He told Ebony magazine, ever since I was a little boy, I would study composition, and it was Tchaikovsky that influenced me the most. If you take an album, I like that he says an album, an album like the Nutcracker Suite, every song is a killer, every one, which is so true and so interesting because I would put Thriller and the Nutcracker actually on a very similar plane.
Wow, totally.
Of storytelling musically.
Right. And also a little bit of like the greatest of their genre or a little bit popular culture combined with their genre. Like that the Nutcracker's got that.
The Nutcracker is not your classical musician's favorite classical piece.
No.
It is what they have to do at Christmas.
Right.
I mean, it is genuinely beautiful music, and every song is catchy as hell.
Right.
And it's hard to hear like bum 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 and not finish it, right? Because every melody is so catchy. And Michael,
well, think about this. Like we both know some classical musicians, and they might turn up their nose a little bit at the Nutcracker, give them one little glass of wine and start singing it, and they'll go, and their eyes will light up and stuff. So I mean, like that's real talk.
To be popular.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
So Michael said, why can't there be a pop album like that where every song is a hit? So he wanted to strive for that. And like you said, 7 number 1 hits from 1983
should
to 1984.
Should have been 9. Well, should have been 8.
Could have been all of them. Honestly, could have been every track on here because there's some on here that were not number 1 hits, but top 10 hits. Yeah. There were some that were top 10 hits that probably aren't as good as the ones that weren't released as singles.
I'm looking at the girl online.
And the first one that should have been a top 10 hit is this one.
Oh.
Ndugu!
Come on.
This one could have been on Off the Wall as well. This could have been a track from Off the Wall. Woo.
Oh, Filling Games, stop it!
When I'm by your side.
Michael Jackson makes you think you can sing and dance. You know what I'm saying?
This is such a great and prototypical Rod Temperton melody, too.
Yeah.
Down the minor 9.
And Dugu's going to catch that the next time. Check it out.
Henry Hay.
Oh, no, the next time he gets
Jerry Hay.
Jerry Hay. Hey! Dynamics. Oh, those synths.
This single, it could have been Off the Wall. It could have been a Prince song.
Yeah.
It could have been a Morris Day and the Time song. Yeah. Like, it has that flair.
Little DeBarge family.
Could have been a little DeBarge. It could have been a Doobies. Could have been a Michael McDonald.
There you go.
The passion burning in my heart today is never gonna fade, so baby mine.
Damn, Rod Temperton, you hit making machine.
He's amazing, man.
Can I give you all I got to give? So baby my girl. Everything this world could be the reason that I live. Won't you stay with me?
Remember when we used to have bridges, Peter?
Damn,
Bridges
nice
were so
bridges.
great. Beautiful bridges.
Like 3 minutes into the tune. Damn. How far are we in?
I miss the bridge.
2:30. I know. Oh.
Little synth.
Woo. Filling Gates. That's got to be Filling Gates. Another verse. Man, Michael Jackson as a background singer. Oh my God.
Greatest.
Doesn't get any better. Woo! And Dugu caught it that time. Balance. Check it out. Bass drum.
You and I can make sweet love this way. There's no more I can say, so baby, mine. Baby, you gotta be mine.
Oh, I know what you're waiting on.
Well, the greatest lift in pop music history is about to happen.
Okay, we're doing it.
So baby, mine.
Greatest lift in pop music, he said.
Greatest lift in pop music.
Yep. Don't miss it.
Oh. We didn't make a meal out of it. We didn't have to make a big fucking deal about it, Peter.
And then the horns co-signed it in such a cool way. Mike, it's like another...
Sometimes
it's like you're on the mountaintop and you just take one little step above. You know,
sometimes those lifts, you feel like it's someone laughing at their own joke,
right,
which we would never do.
No.
But
good joke, by the way.
Thank you. But this is just like they just casually lift it.
Yeah.
And
half
just
step.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of the Whitney Houston bodyguard lift.
It is.
Which is great, too.
Well, that might be the second best lift of all time, let's be honest.
But it's different. It's different.
It's different. They make a meal out of it. Even in the video, they pull in tight on Whitney's face and her eyes open or whatever.
This is just like,
oh, I just dropped this lift right here.
Yeah. It's almost like you trip, but you're so cool and such a good dancer. It just becomes like, whoa.
Oh, no, we can chromatically lift it. We don't have to talk about it, though.
Right. That's right. Oh, now it's playing.
They played a full chord.
All right. Then, you know what? This is a sign. We shouldn't be playing. We should be enjoying the music.
I'm unplugging it. Peter, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, no. I was just going to say, and after this, I want to make sure and get you. Did we talk about your history with this record? Did we talk about?
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about yours.
Okay. One thing on this, we got to talk about Ndugu Chancellor plays drums on a bunch of the track, on a couple. He basically plays all the real drums on here. Killing, Shreveport's finest, incredible jazz drummer. Played with Ahmad Jamal, Sonny Rollins, a bunch of cats. But is this the greatest drum intro to a pop song?
I mean, it's hard to argue. The only other one I can think of is from...
Wait, I think I know what you're going to think of. Would it be this?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's not even the full one.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I think it faded in, maybe.
Peter Martin.
I missed it. Sorry.
You can't do that to folks.
We can sing it. Daku. Daka, daka, daku. Bang.
Hold on, we can't. We cannot. I won't. I refuse to let.
That's not a fair fight. If
Listen,
one of them is part way.
We are Signal Award silver medalists, Peter.
That's true. Well, we're not gold medalists. Come on, man. You only get half the. Just think if we were bronze, we'd be listening to a cover version of this.
All right, hold on.
So shout out J.R. Robinson on this incredible drum intro and Ndugu Chancellor. I mean, probably the two. They're both going into huge Michael Jackson hits, which is fun.
That's not it. This is it. Oh, that's what you meant, right?
That's killing. Oh, yeah. So that one's great. This one's great. So apparently this was a thing, like Quincy really challenged them to do a bunch of them. It was like, no, do another one. Like they both wrote these.
That's so stupid. That's crazy. Yeah. But this one.
Like that's weird. That one's more like... Could you imagine Quincy being like, yeah, let's put that on and this is going to become the best-selling record of all time?
Do you know what? I'm going to say, I'm going to put a line in the sand here. Okay. I actually think the Off the Wall is better. And I'll tell you why. Because I think for a pop album, you know where it is.
Yeah.
The other, the Baby
But that was
Mine,
almost a disco record in a way.
That's true. Yeah. But you know, like it's a composition in and of itself. There's syncopation.
Yeah.
It takes you a minute.
It's very, but then when you get there, man.
I know, it does feel great.
It's one bar, buddy. 4 beats, man.
Are you musician shaming me here?
Oh, but then when it hits,
it is great.
It's just
great.
two different approaches. I mean, look, shout out both those incredible drummers, JR and Ndugu, but also just Quincy for being like how, and Michael. You know Michael was involved in this.
Before we get too far away too from the first track,
yes,
I do want to shout out Cameroonian artist Manu Dibango for who
were recipients of a very
Michael
nice
Jackson
and rightfully
for
so
the Mama Say Mama Sa Mama Sa section.
Yeah.
Was it sampled or was it interpolation? Did they re-record?
I think it was interpolation.
I think it was interpolation. But straight up lifted from...
and shout out to Michael Jackson and Epic or whoever, they settled. I think it was $1 million too.
Yeah, sampled from a track called Soul Makossa by Manu. So incredible stuff.
And it's been used by a bunch of other folks
too. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, I want to just play one thing on this. Like, so when you kind of, really astutely... let's see, Baby Be Mine. Yeah, so we're going to just sort of break things down a little bit. If we go to it's the same track, Baby Be Mine. Bass.
That's definitely synth bass.
Yes, I think that's Phil and Gaines. Got to be.
Can we do just 30 seconds on Greg Phil and Gaines?
Yes.
One of the great keyboard players alive.
Yeah.
Played on all your favorite hits.
Absolutely.
Man behind the scenes.
Yeah. He's all over this record. Oh, I got some stuff coming up that you're going to love. But again, I want to check out some of the, we're going to skip ahead a little, just check out some background vocals. Guitar.
Never heard that guitar before.
Yeah, exactly.
So this also had Louis Johnson on the bass too, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's right, actually. I don't think he's on here. Yeah, that's definitely. Sounds like Phil Gaines. Oh! It's living here inside our hearts. And then check this out.
There'll be no more mountains for us to climb.
Woo. There's some cool, check out the guitar. I know we heard it, but I might.
So baby, be mine. Baby, you gotta be mine.
It's country.
Yeah.
So baby, be mine.
Country AF.
Everything this world could be the reason that I live.
And then later on, we got some more fun.
Baby, you gotta tell me that you love. And can I give you all I got to give? So baby, be mine.
Greatest lift of all time. How can it get any greater?
Even with the little details of it, it's fun, right?
Amazing. Well, thanks for that,
well,
Peter.
we ready to kind of come back down to earth. Okay, so before we play this, I just want to say a little bit about like the time. 1982, okay, this record comes out in November. I believe it was like either the weekend before. I think it was like the weekend of Thanksgiving. So I remember coming back to school. I was in 7th grade. Ever heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Brittany Woods School, St. Louis, Missouri, shout out. And I mean, like everybody was talking about this record. They were already there was a lot of anticipation for it. And I believe there was just one, which is what we're about to hear, one single out so far. But it was like, if you had this record from that first weekend, you were doing something. But all of a sudden, this became a thing. It was like, because they were playing it on the radio. The record was available. Like, I didn't have the record, but I knew someone that did. And I went over to his house and was like, listen to it. But, you know, you're jumping around and stuff. But this went on for like a year and a half. So I'm in 7th grade, which is a very formative time for us, right? So the singles are coming out. The thing is like growing. The videos start to come out. That's when it really went bonkers. You know, MTV has sort of started happening. Was a little upset with my parents because we didn't have cable TV. In fact, we had a black and white television. Yeah. And so I had to go to a friend's house to watch it. And you'd have to catch it what time it was going to come on. By the time I got to the Thriller video, which was like 6 months later, that was like that was appointment viewing. That was like watching Roots or the last episode of MASH or something. Everybody was like, yeah, I just couldn't do it at home because we didn't have MTV. But that was a big deal. But it's just like this occupied the cultural space of my middle school, which was 7th and 8th grade, but it was the whole time.
For sure.
Because the record was like going for...
It kept going.
It just kept going and going
just
and going.
Kept going.
And we, you know, if somebody could bring some clothes that they saw Mike, and then he'd be on an award
Pretty
show.
much all the way to bed. It was going all the way there, you know?
But it was really a crazy thing. But this next song, which I feel is by far the weakest thing on this record,
100%.
The Girl's Mine with Paul McCartney. Not because of Paul McCartney, just... Well, partly.
This is MJ,
everybody's responsible for it.
Everybody takes responsibility.
It's just a weird track, but it was like a really big hit.
Get this, number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 pop charts.
And it came out in October. That's right. It was a whole month before, or 2 months before the record.
Yeah, it came out October 82 before the album came out.
Yeah.
It is The Girl Is Mine. It was written by Michael Jackson, and it has guests with Paul McCartney. We've got a whole thing on this.
Shout out. Let's turn that down. I mean, the playing on...
Listen.
Everything... It's perfect for what it is.
It has potential.
Every night she walks right in my dreams. Since I met her from the start, I'm so proud I am the only.
I mean, this is like jazz in the park, smooth jazz. You're chilling, summertime. You've got some White Zinfandel. The doggone girl is... It's just so predictable. Everything about it is so like... It goes exactly where you think it's going to go.
I know she's mine.
And it's a little creepy, too.
Well, for several reasons.
The doggone girl is mine.
There's a couple of moments on here that are nice, for sure.
Yep.
I don't understand the way you think.
Sir Paul,
Saying that she's yours, not mine.
who is like 43 years old. Okay.
Right.
Really just a waste of
Oh, yeah, he's fading it out. He's fading it out. I'm not even going to do anything. You're just fading it out.
Because I want to hear you talk about that. I want to hear. No, it's just such a throwaway track. I think it's the only thing that kind of pulls this record. I wouldn't say down, but it's so much of the time. And like genius to release. This is the thing about the cultural zeitgeist.
Well, this
of that
was
moment.
calculated.
This was calculated. Like it was
Let's
a
do a
time
track
of sort of
with a Beatle.
innocence, right?
Yeah.
And look, let's be clear about this. Let's do a track with a really popular white kind of older. Pop star and Michael Jackson.
That boomers love.
Yeah, the boomers love, but the Gen X can be like, oh, there's nothing to see here. This is totally normal.
Yeah.
You know, which worked when we were kids. It was like, oh, this is cool. So I get it. And does this record go on to be what it is without this perfect release schedule and this being the first single? Maybe not, you know. Because it set up the radio. I mean, radio airplay ran stuff then. Like the record went on long enough where it started to be MTV, started to kind of be able to define things and record sales and stuff, but it was really radio. So this was the entry point, right, into white radio.
I don't think it's a bad track. I just think compared to everything else on Thriller, it just doesn't fit in some way. Yeah. And the idea is not wrong. And in fact, they could have used a different version of this, of MJ and Paul McCartney, which they had, and was put on Paul's album. This is another song written by Michael Jackson, recorded with Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney together. And this was released on Paul McCartney's 1983 album called Pipes of Peace. And I think this is a much better fit for Thriller, especially if this would have been produced by Quincy Jones, which it wasn't. But if it would have, imagine this track.
Say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I understand why, like, as like this was a thing. Paul McCartney, like, you know, we were talking about Stevie Wonder and...
Well, there's another version of this that's even worse.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the version that's even worse?
Does it have Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo by any chance? Oh.
What the fuck?
Do you have the Eddie Murphy, Joe Piscopo version? Because that one's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That's Paul and Stevie, Ebony and Ivory.
But there was something about... Am I overplaying my hand on this? I don't know.
You might be.
No, like the White Star and the Black Star, two guys with a creepy song fighting over the girl. Is the girl white? Is she mixed race? We don't know. But it's getting you thinking, right? At the time, it's getting you thinking. Somebody was thinking about that.
Someone was thinking.
Okay,
this is when people started to say, "I don't see color."
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This was like the I don't see color. And you know what? It was kind of a little golden age for that. So.
I agree with all of the hot takes
I
out
said
there.
this is the ultimate Gen Xer record, man.
For sure. This is the ultimate Gen X record. But I agree with all the hot takes that I really think Say should have been the one on Thriller, and The Girl Is Mine should have been on Pipes of Peace.
Right. But it was a weird time that I wouldn't say that Paul McCartney had to do a duet with him. First of all, that's weird. Why? I mean,
well, you know, the other thing that came out of this duet, right?
Yeah.
Is that like
Michael Jackson loved it too. He was like, "This is my favorite part of making this record." I remember him saying that.
He was a huge Beatles fan,
yeah.
and Paul was a huge Michael fan.
Yeah.
And they actually wrote these songs or recorded these songs, or maybe Say they recorded at Paul's like mansion.
Yeah.
And Michael stayed with them for like a week with Paul and Linda.
Yeah.
And the legend goes, the lore goes that at one point Paul brings out like some like notebooks, and he's like, "These are all the publishing companies that I've purchased in the last 10 years. And it's really great because like, see this song anytime, and these aren't Paul songs, these are other people's songs. He's like, anytime someone plays this song, I get a check. And anytime someone uses this in a commercial, I got a check." So Michael immediately went out and outbid the Beatles for their publishing.
Right.
And it caused...
well, that was a couple of years later, right?
It was a couple of years later.
But not that much.
Not that long after. Michael bought the rights to all the Beatles publishing.
Yeah.
Like outbid Paul and Ringo and George. And Paul was apparently pretty pissed about that.
Well, you know, as you would be. So, okay, this has me thinking. This is another kind of hot take I'm making. I'm calling an audible here.
Okay.
I've got 4 people identified. I hope I didn't miss someone that are crucial. I mean, not to say so many great music. Louis Johnson killing it on here. Filling Gaines.
Yeah, David Foster playing synth.
Shout out, friend of the pod. But I would say this. I got 4 people that I'm going to say Thriller isn't Thriller without it.
Okay.
Michael Jackson,
of course.
Obviously. Quincy Jones.
Obviously.
Rod Temperton.
Obviously.
And Greg Filling Gaines.
I agree.
And that's it.
I would also
not Paul McCartney. It's not. Thank you for your service, but not needed.
I would add Jerry Hay.
But of course he's great. But is he in that I was gonna say Trinity? That quartet? If everybody's necessary, then nobody's necessary, right? Like, are we gonna? What about Jerry? What about the other? What's the trombone player's name? Can you name me him? Come on, quick.
I mean, that's a bit flippant. Yeah, but I get you.
Jeff Pecoro, a lot of killing drums on here. Steve Pecoro. I mean, you know, Human Nature. We're going to get to that.
Most of Toto's on here in some way. Yeah.
You could even say Vincent Price. You know, there's this record. You know, but I think musically and conceptually, those 4, and that's a lot actually, because normally you talk about the artist and a producer maybe, or one writer or something, especially from this era. Or you look at like Marvin Gaye. What's going on? It's Marvin. I mean, it's so many people contributed, but like it was his his whole thing. But this really feels like a team effort. Although I always think that Michael Jackson, like people underestimate the amount of like precision and drive and concept he had on how this. I mean, everyone's like Quincy's telling. I think like Michael Jackson, just a renegade perfectionist.
For sure.
You know, legendary and specific. And when we hear some of the demos, or if you can check those out, you'll hear from his original concept, especially on his tunes. Like it was kind of already all there.
For sure.
You know. So
for sure. Okay. 4th track on the album. We're here, Peter.
Good.
We're about to hit sort of like the murderer's row of the big
Happy
hit
Halloween,
singles,
by the way.
And they're all right next to each other.
I got a quiz for you. Pop quiz. How many weeks did this stay on the Billboard Hot 200? This track, not this album, just this track.
So the track is Thriller that is up next, right? The single. I don't know. Like a year?
122 weeks.
So 2 years.
That's crazy.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Damn, you're good at math. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. But it's not surprising. It's a great track. This is another Rod Temperton track. We actually, when we did our Off the Wall album episode, we listened to the title track from Off the Wall, which was Off the Wall.
Yeah.
Also a Rod Temperton, and we noted how it had like a similar creepy Thriller vibe.
Yeah.
Rod Temperton.
He was a novelty guy.
He liked a little bit of a novelty thing.
He liked the theater.
Thriller is an incredible, weird pop hit.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a weirder pop hit than Thriller? It's
no.
weird.
Are we
right?
going to start at the weird novelty part or get right into the music? Because there's about a minute and a half of, which is fine.
Yeah,
Sound effects. This was a thing at the time, though.
Yeah, we'll lay it under. But yeah, so obviously driven too by the John Landis directed video.
Yeah.
I mean, even the behind the scenes video of how they made the video was a huge hit.
It was a movie.
It was a
Remember,
movie.
the credits rolled at the end.
You could see how they made it.
It was so incredible.
The choreography, when people do this,
Man,
everybody
Michael's-
still knows what it is.
The choreography, Michael's dancing,
Amazing.
Michael's acting. I think great. A lot of
Amazing.
people,
The wolf eyes at the end, the
Man.
cat eyes, the yellow cat eyes.
scary
at the end.
AF.
Scary
But I was in
AF.
middle school, so I had to pretend like I wasn't scared, but I was.
That cute actress, whoever that was,
Yes.
playing the girl.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Oh.
Damn.
Groove. Is this a disco track? Like a straight up
Yeah.
disco track?
Well, one other thing I want to note about this
I
whole
think it
album, I think. Have you noticed how many tracks on this album are based around ostinatos in the bass?
Yeah.
All of them. Wanna Be Startin' Somethin'. You know, the ones that we like don't have it,
Right.
but Wanna Be Startin' Somethin', Beat It, Billie Jean, all of these ostinatos,
Yep.
Thriller,
Yep.
where the bass line just repeats and repeats and repeats.
And it's hard to hear if you can hear on this. That bottom. The little froggy bass. Oh. David Williams killing it on the guitar. Filling gains on bass.
I mean, we all know Thriller, right? So, you know what? What I love about this is the lore goes that Rod Temperton wrote this. The original lyrics were, because this is starlight, love.
Oh, love, right.
Yeah, which is hilarious because we know it so well for Thriller. But yeah, incredible.
Well, so one thing that's kind of hidden in here, I want you to check this out, because like Thriller, we could be like, this isn't like it's kind of disco, it's great Rod Temperton, it's a great story, but when you kind of peel it away from the video and the time and everything, it could feel a little bit like a novelty pop act. But there's some serious music. So check this out. This is
Chance against the thing with the 40 eyes, girl. You're fighting for your life inside of Thriller Night creatures calling.
Oh, this is you like Bridges. This is just horns and vocals.
There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time.
Background. Here we go.
They're out to get you. As demons closing in on every side.
I think it's okay. I think it's just fine. I don't love it now. I loved it as a kid because of the horror movie aspect.
Well, I think I'm going to turn you around.
Well, I don't know if I can be.
There's a gentleman by the name, we've already mentioned it 17 times, Mr. Greg Fillinganes. This might turn you around a little bit. I want you to listen closely. Tell me on bass.
What?
This is just guitar, bass. Check this out.
They will possess you unless you change that number.
Check it out.
On your dial. And now is the time.
What? I never heard that.
You and I to cuddle close together.
Yeah. Oh.
Through the night. I'll save you from
I love
the
when he hits that
terror
bottom
on the
box.
screen. I'll make you see that this is
I mean, you know what? Like, if it's Jeff Porcaro on here, maybe I love it more. You know,
Right.
if it's not the programmed drums.
Right. Well, we get to that in just a second.
Well,
so.
but we can argue about this, but they ultimately, Michael and Quincy were right.
Yeah.
Like this became such a, you said
That was
yourself,
the sound at the time.
122 weeks because the drums just go,
Yeah. I mean, it's like fantastic programmed drums, but when you hear that with Phil, and Phil Gaines talks about this, we'll link to some really great, there's so much great resources behind the scenes, and Phil Gaines talking about this. Like he played that bass line straight through. There was no cutting and pasting at that time.
We were talking about this with Stevie on Intervisions.
Yeah.
All those great synth bass lines on Intervisions played straight through with all of that, like, the imperfections and little ad libs or whatever. I haven't heard any of that, and that's fantastic.
But that's okay, I gotta hear it just one part again.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Sue me. I just love it. Man, he snuck that in on the greatest selling record of all time.
Okay, now we are on to
hits.
I mean, it's just hit after hit for the rest of the album. Pretty much, it's just hit after hit after hit after.
And
hit.
the next two tracks, I would just say, like, this is you got the quartet Trent. This is the duo. Like, this is the real banger.
Well, these are the Trinities: Thriller, Beat It.
That's true. Okay,
and Billie Jean.
But I would even say Beat It and Billie Jean. I mean, this is when it really was like the apex of superstardom. I mean, Thriller with the video. Well, but in terms of rate,
Beat It and Billie Jean with the videos. The videos were like,
that's true.
Just baked into all of our memories. Here's Beat It. First of all,
Synclavier.
Incredible opening to a song.
It's so weird.
Incredible.
Right.
like before true video game fighting games.
Yes.
This is a call to fight.
Yeah, this is sound design. I mean, this is some Hollywood level.
It's killing.
6, I think. Yeah, 5, 6, then.
I want a glove with no fingers, Peter. I want a glove with no fingers.
Little Lacy.
I want a headband.
Right. Skid Row, Los Angeles, film though.
I want to tie a bandana around my knee.
I want to be hardcore, but really dancey too.
Another ostinato.
Yeah. Yeah, and who is this on? Woo! Yeah, I think it's Steve Lukather from Toto and Paul Jackson on guitar. Jeff Pecora on drums, but a lot of programmed drums.
The fires in their eyes and their words are really clear. So beat it, just beat it. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see
Obviously.
the blood, don't be a
Beat it. I mean, it's,
man. You
again.
wanna be-
Is this the strongest song on the record?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's fine. It's always been a little weird. Like, I just don't think Michael Jackson plays very tough in general.
He's such a great dancer and sings so high.
I mean, it's a little bit of
and can improvise so well.
it's a little bit of a West Side Story-ish situation
he was influenced by
happening
that,
where
yeah.
there's like, tough guys dancing.
A lot of those guys were actually Bloods and Cribs, apparently.
What?
They were that's the legend of it. Like Michael wanted it to be like real, but
totally,
they were literally the softest
totally
ones.
believable is what I meant to say. Totally believable. Famously, though, like for what stands out for me with this, besides like the amazing, this might be the best sounding song in the whole album. Like with that sound design intro, the layering of the guitars, the distorted guitar, which was still relatively new in a big pop track like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and this is interesting to say pop because I always think about like even before the Eddie Van Halen thing, which was it wasn't covered up and no one talked about it at first, and then all of a sudden people talked about it. It was like, did you know that's Eddie Van Halen playing on that? But like, I remember when when I got to this song or when it hit the radio, I was like, and not just me, I was like, damn, this is a rock song. And we think about now like rock, pop, R&B, hip hop as all, but there wasn't a lot of overlap when you got away from like, Stevie Wonder or somebody like that, who did have some big pop hits around this time, some big records, but not like this.
Not like this. But again, remember, this was planned to be this.
Exactly.
Right. This was a brilliant move from Michael and Quincy.
Yeah.
To first of all, to just make a track like this that could possibly be on a rock station.
Yeah.
Like they're like, and they were playing it.
Yeah.
And like, we can play this because there's distorted guitars.
It was in December.
There's Eddie Van Halen, which was a brilliant move and just kind of happenstance.
Right. It was December. And Eddie Van Halen's on the video, which is interesting.
That's right.
But
it's
in December.
It's a freaking knife fight.
Before the video, maybe even before the single came out, this went into rotation. I know in St. Louis, like on KWK 106, like the rock station, and a bunch of stations around the country just this. Like, this was the only thing on the record that they put in rotation first. And that was like a big deal. That's when it was like, damn, the floodgates are opening.
For sure.
Because it was on Magic 108. It was on like the easy listening station here. But then when that hit, it was like, what? Michael Jackson's on that?
Think about what we have here so far, what we've listened to. This is track 5. So far, we've had Wanna Be Startin' Somethin', which is somewhat of like it's a very Michael Jackson dancey.
It's kind of disco
track.
too,
It's kind of
right?
disco.
Yeah.
We got Baby Be Mine, which is definitely like R&B hit, even though it wasn't released as
bubblegum pop.
Well, Baby Be Mine is art like.
Oh no, Baby Be Mine. Sorry.
The Girl Is Mine,
Girl Is
bubblegum
Mine.
pop hit
Sorry.
with a Beatle, no less.
Yeah.
Then we've got a freaking horror movie essentially that they just released as part of the album. It's a horror movie.
It's kind of disco also.
It's kind of also disco. And then you've got this rock track, which is like, it's definitely a pop track that has like rockish elements.
Yeah.
But you got
well, because of how it starts, like it's hard. Yeah. Even before the solo, it's like
this is right after Van Halen releases Diver Down.
right. And none of that other guitar is Van Halen, I think, until the solo.
No, this is only this is Eddie. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's so killing.
And it's such a, like, man, I mean, the technical stuff is like geekery for a guitarist. That,
Unbelievable.
But it's got that blues stuff in there. It's got that minor Dorian thing. It's very much rooted in like the American guitar style, right?
It's got fireworks galore on a huge #1 hit. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And, to Quincy and Michael's strategy of like breaking down these barriers and just taking over the world, essentially. Like having Eddie Van Halen, which just had a huge critical and commercial hit in Diver Down from Van Halen. He was like, they were riding high, Van Halen. They were about to explode. Partially because of this. Smart for Eddie Van Halen to do this.
Yeah.
Because now like a whole new audience discovers him.
Right.
But also it gives Michael some street cred with the rock musicians to have Eddie Van Halen playing a guitar solo. Like, oh, this guy knows who Eddie Van Halen is. He seems cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is really smart.
Yeah,
really
Quincy's probably in the labels like MTV, rock radio. We're going to conquer every format, and then it's all going to come to an apex
for sure
with the Grammys, and then it's going to happen again the next year.
It happens again and again. So
that, to me, Beat It is a really good track, but until it gets to the Eddie solo, it doesn't really like. If it didn't have that, I would kind of be like, ugh, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but that kind of makes it like a great track, I think.
And we can't mention Beat It without just giving a little bit of a shout out to I hope he's a friend of the show someday, but he's still around doing
Greg Philligates?
Well, him too. And Eddie, R.I.P. But Weird Al, Eat It.
Oh, that's true. Eat It. That's a great.
Eat It is classic.
That was big.
That was huge. That was really Weird Al's big breakthrough too.
That was his big breakthrough.
And just an unbelievable masterpiece of satire.
The long tails of the greatest selling album of all time with the spin-offs, the spoofs, everything. It's big enough that,
Shout out Al.
All right, let's move it along. Billie Jean. Ever heard of her? Fictitious, but based on some real chicks, apparently. Louis Johnson. And Dugo again. Most iconic synth intro ever? Ever, maybe?
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who dance on the floor in the round.
I mean, Michael's,
She said, I am the one.
his rhythmic conception with the little, every little thing he does.
In the round.
I mean, the little vocal rhythmic things that are happening.
Yeah. Man, he's just stuck up in the pocket.
It truly is special. There's no other vocalist like him. Honestly, there's no one else who can come close.
And what would you call that groove there, my friend?
Wasn't that taken from another MJ hit from Off the Wall? I feel like that was from...
It might have been. Do I have
from
this
Off the
on
Wall, actually.
On our secret little...
I just want to talk a little bit. The video for this was huge. It was directed by Steve Barron, who went on to direct the videos for Take On Me from A-ha, classic video, and Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. I remember watching live Michael performing this, I think this was before Thriller came out, on the Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. We might link it here in the description. It's a video of Michael Jackson unveiling Billie Jean to the world with the moonwalk for the first time. And I remember watching that live with my parents. Like, I can vividly remember.
It was like the world is different now.
I was like, what?
It's like, I got glasses. I can see color.
It's like, did he just do a magic trick?
Yeah.
And then I remember very vividly, just all throughout elementary school, kids attempting the moonwalk, moonwalk on the playground.
Ankles being broken.
Every day. No one could nail it until high school. There were a couple kids who could.
No, that's such a great thing. Okay, so check this out. I just want to.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Don't break no heart. But she came and stood right by me.
Man, it's so percussive, like his little lines. This is a blues too, kind of.
The Billie Jean's not my lover. She's just a girl.
Where's the guitar? Oh, this the good.
But the kid is not my son.
I think it's okay.
David Williams. No, check this out.
The Billie Jean's not my lover.
By far, that's the best part.
She's just a girl who claims that I am.
Hold up. We got to highlight the guitar. There's like a bunch of guitar on here.
I think it's fine.
Really?
I think it's fine.
Wait for it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, man. Okay,
Best part of the song. Best part of the song. By far.
All right. So now we're moving along. Ooh, now we're getting into some deep onto the B-side.
He said, ooh, no, I mean, but how could this be a B-side?
Well,
in that it's just one of the greatest tracks ever.
Yeah.
And it's this.
Oh, they're playing little tricks on us. I like it. MD, not MJ.
MD, Miles Davis.
Is this the version off 2-2?
Yeah, I think so.
It is. Yeah.
How great is that?
Yeah. I remember seeing Miles do that live.
Yeah, Miles covered Human Nature, but there's nothing that can replace the original. How great is that synth production there? This is by John Bettis for the lyrics and Steve Porcaro.
Yeah. Jeff's brother.
Oh, the Miles Davis is from You're Under Arrest.
You're Under Arrest, that's right. The Red album. Paulinho da Costa killing percussion on here.
Man, the guitar, again, Steve Lukather, Jeff Porcaro on drums.
That's the Toto,
Yeah, the Toto. David P.Y.T on the synth.
This town is just an apple.
This is a great song for Michael.
Take a bite. If they say why? Tell them that it's human nature.
This is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I think performance, combination of the song and Michael's performance on it, the production is my favorite, probably my favorite production on the album.
It's fantastic. It's so smooth and rich and radiant and like just, it's compressed in like the most beautiful way. It's just,
the way he,
like, how could it not be a hit?
Listen to how he performs. Reaching, like a lot of breath, in his voice.
Yeah, and this is one track this is the most intimate track on here, where you don't feel like, even when we separate things out, which we're not going to do on here, you don't feel like you're missing as much. You know how, like, when I was playing that, you're like, damn, I never heard that filling gains thing. Like, everything else is so
It's a
epic.
mosaic. It's a mosaic. It's a beautiful, beautifully arranged production.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So this it was an interesting thing. It kind of came by accident. The story's been told a lot. I won't go into the whole thing, but basically, Steve and Jeff Porcaro were working on some of the tracks, playing on some of this stuff for Quincy and Michael, and they were actually mixing Africa at this time, and they had this song, and they had decided not to use it But there was another song Quincy was interested in getting from them as possible as one of those whatever 700 you said that they did. And I guess Steve Picoro had put it on a cassette, the demo, but he didn't have any. You remember you used to have cassettes and you're like, I want a new one. Oh, I don't have a new one. I got to record over something. Oh, yeah. So he recorded over on one side.
You would take a screwdriver and take off that little thing that means you could record on it.
Exactly. Yep. So he put it on one side, but the demo for Human Nature was on the B side. And so the song they put on the first side they thought Quincy and Michael would like. Quincy was like, I don't think so, but he let it play to the end. And remember they used to have auto repeat, then it would switch to the other side. And this is what was on there. That's the Toto demo. That's the Toto demo. It's not that far off. I mean, it's like a third down, minor third, major third down. Some they moved up the key for Michael, but it was kind of all there. You know what I mean? So yeah, they thought it was kind of too soft for the project they were doing.
You need the
yeah. Whoever added that.
And then Michael's phrasing of the lyric is a little different, which is better. Okay,
dude, it's Michael Jackson, man.
We are now on to. I think this is maybe jazz musician's favorite song. This is in like some of the real
Kelly
books.
Martin's favorite song I found out last night as we listened to this album again.
It's friggin' incredible. P.Y.T. You know, classic Michael intro.
Ndugu! I love you, Ndugu! Every time Real Drums comes on here, I'm like, yes.
I just wanted to, you know.
Paul Jackson, rhythm guitar extraordinaire.
Where did you come from, baby?
Yeah, way to cover up Ndugu, programmers. Is Louis Johnson funky?
Voice leading people, voice leading.
Shout out James Ingram. James Ingram composition.
Yeah, James Ingram wrote this with Quincy.
It sounds like a Rod Temper.
Perfect production.
I remember when we were trying to figure out the words to this, listen on the radio.
Honestly, man, I feel like I'm 5 years old. It's so great.
Yeah.
Like it just takes you back, and it's.
I remember this would come up on the radio, and we'd be like, wait, because we were always trying to figure out the lyrics to it. It was like, what are they saying?
Unbelievable. Yeah, James Ingram and Quincy Jones composition, amazing.
Yeah, fun stuff. Do we want to listen? Do we want to break a little bit of that down just for fun?
Oh, by the way,
Ndugu. Before he's overtaken by the program drums.
From baby, and ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby?
That was Louis Johnson playing like.
Spark my need, just sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can make it right if the city lights in the night. He's the love and pain. Let me take it to the max. I want to love you, pretty young thing.
So the P.Y.Ts are credited as Janet Jackson, LaToya Jackson, Becky Lopez, and Bunny Hall. But I heard, I guess I saw a short that Natalie from Facts of Life and Tootie from Facts of Life are also
one of the P.Y.T backgrounds. Bee Gees.
Yeah, one of the Bee Gees,
Maybe at that end part where they're doing this stuff at the. That kind of gets kind of crazy at the end. Where they do, they like.
I'm using their character's name because at the time, The Facts of Life was a big hit.
Repeat after me. Say na na na. Na na na.
Woo!
Say na na na.
Louis Johnson.
Oh, take it back.
Okay,
it's like some Jackson 5 shit there too. You know?
I want to just take back. We're gonna guitar and bass. Woo! Man, the guitar playing is so on point on this record. Oh. Is that DaCosta? Man, Ndugu. Oh, good stuff.
Okay. We got one more
Creepy
track.
lyrics. Just put that out there.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Especially on that track.
A lot of this is not aged well. In hindsight.
It was a time.
So we close out the album with easily the most underrated track of the album.
Best track of the album.
And it is probably the best song on the album.
Let's move right into Desert Island tracks. We might as well.
Yeah. So your Desert Island track is?
The Lady of My Life.
I would like to listen to this whole thing. Another Rod Temperton classic. A Quiet Storm
this intro,
classic.
Holy Quiet Storm. Almost smooth jazz-esque.
We got some more Greg. I mean, the band here is insane.
Jeff Pecoro's drumming on this.
Greg Fillinganes, Paul Jackson Jr. on guitar, Jeff Pecoro on drums, David P.Y.T on synths, Steve Pecoro on synths, Louis Johnson on synths. Unbelievable band.
And this is easy for them. This is easy. Hey. Like, oh. Man, those lines.
So listen to my heart, lay your body close to mine.
Man, this is such a romantic. I remember when I heard this song, I was like, I'm a romantic. I'm a romantic.
And baby, through the years,
I've tried to write this song at least 30 times.
I wrote it a couple times.
Yeah.
so I promise you.
But the balance of the arrangement is so great. And it's kind of, oh, it's that 1 to 4. That's the smooth jazz. Major 1 to minor 11/4. Oh, you like a bridge? You like a bridge?
Let's make this a night we won't forget.
Come on.
So the 1 minor?
Get out. Oh, whole step down. Oh, Jeff Pecoro. Oh man, come on.
Imagine there's rain on the road. It's nighttime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're heading down to the Loop.
Yeah.
1984.
Oh.
And I will keep you warm through the shadows of the night. Let me touch you with my love. I can make you feel so right. And baby, through the years, even when we're wrong,
It's so epic. And we're only halfway through the track, but we're about to vamp the second half. The whole melody's almost over.
Yeah, we're all good with that, though.
Yeah. Like, that's the end of the thing.
It's like a George Benson track. I mean, I know Rod wrote for George Benson, too.
Yep.
I want you to stay with me.
The rest, he's just jamming. Ooh. Paul Jackson. Hold up. I'm about to give you some perfect rhythm guitar. Bam, you got it. Oh. Louis Johnson.
2 minutes ahead in here.
Oh. Oh.
I wanna touch you, baby.
What? You got a little voodoo in here, maybe?
Man. Yes.
You're my lady, and I love you, girl.
Percolating. Woo!
Don't you go nowhere.
Man, the ultimate reward.
I love you, I need you, I want you, baby.
Just the organic climaxing of it.
Stay with me. Don't just go
And the
nowhere.
breakdown. Oh.
Shout out to Jeff Pecoro, too, on the drums.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Perfectly controlling, percolating. Oh. Fillinganes. Fillinganes knows what to do.
Don't go nowhere. You're my lady.
Unbelievable.
Man, it's a 3-minute vamp. It's 3-minute melody and then a 3-minute.
To me, this blows Billie Jean away. Like,
I
this
lose
is
everything on it.
so much better than that sort of Murderer's Row, the trinity of the hits here. Not that those aren't great for pop songs, they're great.
What do you like better, this track or Girl's Mine?
Girl is Mine. That's close.
It's so different, man. It's like what he's singing as it's fading out. He goes back. He's like, I've been to the mountaintop. I'm going back. You know,
I could also see their...
Can we bring the slap back? Open?
Again, this goes against the plan of going, mass appeal.
Yeah.
It's too nerdy. It's too good. It's too beautiful. But it is such a great love song.
But what a great reward you make
so
to the,
good.
you know what I'm saying? This was the age of like, they didn't even sneak this in, because to me, this is classic MJ. And actually, a lot of people, look, we're not the first ones to notice that this track is kind of in a league of its own, I think, even for all of Michael's stuff, and even for this record, as great as it is.
It doesn't really fit on Thriller, but I mean, maybe Off the Wall, but it doesn't really fit on that either. It's kind of its own thing. I mean, actually, it sounds a little bit more like something he would do off Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think this is apex moment for Michael. And this is my Desert Island track, but if you were to say anything from Michael, even above like I Can't Help It or something, this might, like his emotional depth. I mean, he's all over this record, killing it. But this is the one where there's like an organic connection with the band. It sounds like, I mean, I know this was probably...
it sounds like they're playing live.
Yeah. And it's like the greatest studio band ever. And it's very, like, there's a direct connection from this actually to like some later on, adult, what is it, what they call it? Not adult, Quiet Storm, kind of adult contemporary stuff. That really set the tone for the 80s.
100%. 100%.
Anita Baker?
Anita Baker, for sure.
Hello. Sweet Love?
Yeah.
Sweet Love.
Owes it to this, for sure.
Yeah.
The Lady in My Life is your Desert Island track. Mine is Baby Be Mine. Now, those are the two that were not the singles.
You know what? We're going against the grain. Jazz pianists. Yeah.
But they are the best tracks on the album.
I think so, man.
Apex moments, you have MJ's solo at the end, that whole ending.
Yeah, and it's really the last 3 minutes, man.
Mine, I've already talked about. It is that moment of... Well, there's two. I've got the woohoo on Mama Say Mama Sa Makusa, and I have the lift on Baby Be Mine.
Yep.
Both incredible.
Those are great.
Bespoke playlist title. What do you got?
I got album goats, like as in like the greatest of all time albums, just for like massive. You're talking about like AC/DC, Back in Black, Bodyguard. We talk about Whitney Houston, Rumors, which we cover, Fleetwood Mac. Massive albums, massive budgets, massive Voodoo. Voodoo's not in terms of sales, but in terms of like just iconic like album goats. You can argue about if I like this, I don't like this, but like the world has spoken.
Truly the greatest. Yeah.
And this is there. There's the Mount Rushmore, but above the Mount Rushmore is Thriller.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Mine is Canceled Classics. Quibble Bits. Quibble Bits.
Is it? No. Let's double click on that a little bit.
I'd rather not. Let's right click on it.
It's not. This is not. If this is canceled, we're canceled.
No.
It just doesn't age. There's a difference between canceled and doesn't, but it ages nicely. I don't know, man. Tenderoni, come on, man. We can't say tenderoni. Can't say anything.
Quibble Bits. What do you got?
Quibble Bits. Well, I've talked about the whole time. The programmed drums.
Yeah, the programmed drums is a quibble bit.
Yeah, and I remember even at the time, I was like, because I was playing, like we had a band actually at this time. We played Billie Jean. Shout out Chris Thomas playing it on the acoustic at first, and then he got electric. And in C sharp minor, which I think it was in, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a hard key. But it was like, I just love the drums. And there's a lot of great drums. I mean, and Dugu, Chance, every time he comes on here, I'm like, puts a smile on my face. The program drums is my quibble bit.
I agree. The program drums got better on Bad. Like,
for sure.
Like the way the drums are used on Bad, I think is peak Michael, like with that big gated snare sound on all that, on all those tracks. Huge sound, unbelievable. We'll get more to that later because my quibble bit is, this is not as good as the other albums around it.
Why is that a quibble bit?
Well,
we just said it at the beginning.
Because it's talked about as if it's the iconic MJ album, but I think Off the Wall is a better album, and I think Thriller, or I think Bad is a better album.
Agree.
I think the songwriting is stronger on both those. I think the production overall is stronger. I think they went for mass appeal and they got it, and I think they sacrificed some things that
mission accomplished.
I mean, mission accomplished. Like it's great. And listen, when I was 5 years old, I loved all the mass appeal. Like Beat It was amazing because I didn't know what it. What? Go ahead.
If you hadn't been born at the time you were, and me too at the time I had, and heard that record, especially you hearing it that dancing in the kitchen, would we be here right now?
No, of course not.
So we owe everything to it.
No, for sure. But I think as with some time passes, and if I can try to take a little bit of the sentimentality out, which is almost impossible, I think Bad is even better than this.
But I agree. Man, I would almost put what's the
Stop. Dangerous is not as good.
That's the remember
Remember the Time is an amazing track.
There's some other good tracks,
but Dangerous is not as good as Thriller.
Okay, better than KLB? No.
Snobometer 1.
Bigger than KLB? Yes.
Bigger than KLB, not better. Accoutrements.
Snobometer. I said one.
I said one. I mean, if Thriller, the greatest selling album of all time, isn't...
This is the first time we've agreed. We're clapping all over. Finally, we agreed. But look what I put. I put or possibly 5, just in case I was confused on it.
I'm not even going to validate that.
Accoutrements, 10. This is an incredible...
10 out of 10. Maybe 11.
This might be the greatest, like...
Listen... We've all had it on vinyl. We've all had it on CD. We bought the iTunes.
Even
of
on
it,
cassette.
Right? There's a tiger. There's a baby tiger involved. The white
Not so
suit.
you get to the inside.
So the album cover and press photos were shot by Dick Zimmerman. He says that the day of the shoot, he gathered the best outfits he could find and would let Michael choose what he wanted to wear. But Michael wasn't drawn to anything. Then he looked at Dick and remarked on how much he liked his white suit. Without time to go out and grab one, Dick said Michael could wear his. That's the suit on the album cover.
That's
was
so
the
good.
photographer's suit, the white suit, the iconic white suit, little baby tiger.
That's so great.
And then the videos I would put as part of the accoutrements, which we don't usually talk about, especially for jazz albums. But the videos are obviously a million out of 10, world class.
Greatest
from
music videos ever.
Billie Jean, Beat It,
Never to be top, probably.
Thriller. Even the Girl Is Mine is a fun video. You know what I mean? Like with Paul and Michael, and they're like, I don't believe it. You know, like
I'm gonna own her and possess her. No, you are gonna own her. Okay.
I mean, that did not age well.
But the thing with you know what was funny about the suit thing? There was a bunch of like, as calculating as this record was, and as much budget and like care and attention to detail, especially with Michael just being control freak and having a vision of what he wanted, and then layering Quincy. Like, there was a lot of kind of weird random things. Like, Rod Temperton apparently wrote all those words that Vincent... We didn't even play the Vincent Price or name him, really. That's a little side part of the novelty. But all that stuff he says at the end, which I always forgot. I always thought that was only in the video. That's on the album version, too. Sure. He wrote that, like, on the way to the studio in the cab in L.A. because he was like, oh, they wanted some talking stuff. And he's like, if I let somebody else write this... I'm not going to have the rights to this entire tune. So he scribbled that down like on a napkin as he's in the cab.
No way.
Yeah, all that.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Up next, Peter, what do you got?
I got Off the Wall.
That's a great choice. I mean, that's a really great choice.
Because it'll be better. No.
Can I tell you what was in my little 4 or 5-year-old brain as this was a hit?
Yeah.
Another album that stuck out, another video that stuck out was from Lionel Richie's 1983, Can't Slow Down.
This was 83? Yeah, so this is the, well. Oh, it's coming. What an optimistic time we were in.
Oh, come on.
Early
You know what
80s.
I mean? Oh. Should we be doing Can't Slow Down too? Is 83 our new 71?
World music. What's the accent?
Putumayo.
Billy Ocean. Where's he from? We don't know either.
This was All Night Long, obviously, from Lionel Richie's Can't Slow Down.
Putumayo.
Putumayo. Remember those from Starbucks?
Putumayo. I like the accent.
Everybody sing, everybody dance.
Putumayo.
How good is this, Joe?
Come on. So great. This is very Toto-esque. Very Jeff Pecora drumming. Fiesta. We respect all cultures.
Come on and sing along.
Sing along.
I don't know why we're listening to it for so long.
Because you know what? If you've made it this far,
We love you guys.
We love you. You love us. Well, we don't know that. This is big hit. This snuck in.
Killing.
Somehow in between.
100%, 120% killing.
I mean, as much as like
Amazing.
Michael dominated, there were other hits that in 82 and 83 and 84.
Well, this was fun, man.
man.
Thank you, Peter Martin.
Did you guys press record that time?
So
Fun
good.
fact for everyone who stuck around, we did the beginning of this podcast and then we were stopped. We thought for poor performance, but it turns out it was our tech team's poor performance of not pressing record.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
It's all
It's
good.
even better this time.
Do we got a gala today?
Yeah, didn't we have some kind of, I didn't print it out.
Oh, you know what? Here's your gala. Here's your gala,
Oh, look at
folks.
that. Look at that. You got dogmatic.
If you know someone who likes MJ, who loves Thriller, but maybe doesn't know about our podcast.
I mean, any of the billion people that have bought that record?
That's right.
Yes.
Go on your phone right now, and you can go wherever you're listening to this, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Spotify, whether that's Apple Podcasts, and you can click a little share icon, and you could share it and text your friend who loves Michael Jackson. who
Messaging
loves
rates
Thriller.
may apply.
We're not responsible for that, but text them this episode.
So
and
send them an SMS.
share to someone you love that loves MJ that might not know about. You'll hear it this episode.
I'm sending
That's
out
your
an
gala.
SMS. I'm sending out an SMS.
Till next time.
Next week, stay. Till next time, you'll hear it.